Welcome back again to another edition in our series on leveling up on our skills. You're welcome. If this is your first time of running into our channel, I'd like to say you are highly welcome. So you can catch up on what is going on with this series. We are updating regularly on our Facebook page. Yeah, if you go here, there's a story we posted today, and it's about a guy who was a doctor and now later has gone into tech. Yeah, so I like this story. It's quite inspiring. I'll encourage you to hop over to our Facebook page and read through the story. Okay, and to get to our Facebook page, just go to Facebook and search for Neokecci at Neokecci at Neokecci. You'll be able to. We'll also put the link in the description. Now we have been talking about this web design, and today we'd like to continue. So we have gone through the cat photo app, the cafe menu, and I hope you are following, that you have completed your lessons. But remember that though we gave ourselves 100 days to be able to run through and get 2 certifications, we also expect that you take your time. Of course, we know that life is filled with so many activities, so you take your time. But if you can make it within this period, why not you push yourself? That's what this is all about. We keep ourselves accountable. And in the last video, we talked about the building a registration form. What I want to do today is just to quickly run through the survey form. I may not finish it because of time. But of course, just to be able to look at the survey form. And as I said before, you can always go to the forum, the Free Code Camp forum, and you can ask questions here. Any topic of interest, you can always ask questions, um, or you can look at the ones people have asked before. In fact, there is virtually no question you want to ask that somebody has not asked, because people are taking these courses regularly and they are quite interesting. Okay, so let's get down. So we're talking about the survey form. I once attempted this, and I was able to do this was what I did, this form here, because Free Code Camp, if you run through these um, projects, you'll be able to, this is what the finished product will look like, and this is an example from Free Code Camp, but you are expected to personalize this form, and be able to use it to capture something of your own project. So I tried it and I was able to get this. Let me show you what I got. So this is what I got. Something similar to what Free Code Camp has, but I was able to do it for an event that we had some time ago. So I've done this before, just to let you know. So I'll just attempt a few steps on the way, and then I'll leave you to do the rest. So basically, what they are asking is that we build an app that is similar in functionality to what they have already done here. Something that, like, you come here, you put your name and you put your details and all of those stuff, so you can, that's basically what they're asking. So something that has this kind of functionality. So that's what we are going to build here, and we use these user stories. So user stories is basically, if you're new to this, basically the things that you, from a user perspective, that you are expected, or that you expect this particular project to be able to perform. So the story around it, yeah, the bits and pieces around it. So that's what basically we have here. And with these user stories, we also have here, you can always, when you input, you can always run a test to be sure of what you're doing. You can always save your code so you can start and continue later on. And here, if you come down here, you will notice that all the bits and pieces that is connected with this, yeah, the guidelines are here to enable you get through it. And so the first thing we are asked to do here is that we should have a page title in an h1 element with ID of title. However, you will recall that from um, the previous assignments we've done, the previous lessons we've gone through, you recall that when you're getting started with your web page, so you do the first things first, and in this instance you try to put in the basic building blocks. So something like this is always what you coming with. So let me just drop this here, but before I do that, so you are able to drop these basic building blocks. And when you have done that, you can now progress with the remaining. So even though you were not specifically asked to do this, but you need to be able to apply it, because from the previous lessons you already know that these are the basic building blocks. So having done this, you now need to put in the header elements, yeah, and you have your HTML element, and inside your HTML you have your headers and all of that. Like I said, I've done this before, so basically I just want to explain a few things based on what I've done. So this is what you usually have. Let me see if I can increase this, make this large. Okay, great. So that it will become more visible. So you already have this in every web page you're doing. You also have to indicate the language you're using, and in this case we're using the English language. Of course, that is the more like the universal language that a lot of people use. But then, of course, FreeCode can also have provision for several other languages that you can use on this. So there are several other languages. All right. Sorry for that. I was trying to show you the languages, but I think I clicked on the wrong stuff. Okay, so yeah, so we have this HTML basic building blocks, and we have our HTML elements. I was trying to explain this initially, and then you have your head element inside your HTML element, of course. And you also have your meter element there to indicate the character set we are using, and then we are told to put an ID. You should have a page title in an h1 element with an ID of title. So but what we have here are basically the building blocks, and what we are doing is not registration form. What we are doing is a survey form. Okay, I lifted that to make this faster. And then here they also mentioned that you should not forget to have your, let me see, where did I see that? Yes, so that here, look at it there. Note, be sure to add your link style sheet. So that's what I have here in the header element. Yeah, Gary here. Okay, so So you should have this in your HTML to link your style sheets and apply your CSS, and that's basically what is going on here. All right, so let's get going. And when we are done with this, we now get into the body of the page. All right, so we are done with the headers now. And because these are the building blocks, so they don't get to show on the web page itself. But by the time you come in to your body, when you come into the body, you will now begin to, whatever you are not doing will begin to show. So the first thing we are being asked to do is to have the h1 elements. Okay, so, and in the h1 elements we are expected to have the ID of title, and we should also have a short explanation in a paragraph element with an ID of description, and we should also have a form element with an ID of survey form. Many of these have been looked at previously in the other modules of this course that we took. Many of them have been looked at previously. So we just continue and keep bringing in everything they are asking until we get to the end of it. However, like I said before, we can always run the test on the code to know where we are. Now, the first thing about the h1 element said you should have an h1 element with an ID of title. So that is cool. Your title should not be empty. So this is a very cool way of guiding us through the process of doing this. Recall what I told you before, that I've actually written this before. I've written this code here. I did it for an event, and this is my code here. So on the ID, on the h1 element, yeah, so you have the ID of title, and the after the h1 element we'll also have the paragraph element with an ID of description. So I'm going to go ahead to try to recreate this form that I have done before, and all I need to do is come here and pull it out and rush back here to be able to recreate it. So now, so this is my h1 element with the ID title, and here I put the text to be at the center. Okay, and this is the title I have, but I want to do something separate out, different. I want to give this a different title, and what I'm going to have here is to bring it to what we are doing. So we're doing the skills challenge all through this year, skills challenge 2024. So I'm going to make a form where people can fill out the form and indicate the skills that they want to attempt in 2024, and so that's what I'm going to bring in here. So you have that's going to form the caption of this skills challenge. So in the paragraph, the ID, according to what they asked us to do in the paragraph, we are told that the paragraph element should have an ID of description, and that's exactly what I have here. The paragraph element, yeah, having an ID of description. And the same thing I did the other way, I tried to center it. Now one other thing I just need to mention here is when you are on this, like here, I'm trying to thank people for taking our time to fill the form, and that's what I have here. All right, let me show you. Say thank you for taking the time to help us improve on the preparations for the forthcoming convention and all of that. This was for another event. So I'm going to do something similar here, but I'm doing this for another. Like I said, I'm doing this for the skills challenge that we are working on. So what do I do? Remember that here I'm using this class to ensure that this description is centered, and that's what I also did with the h1 elements here, to ensure that the text is centered. Yeah, so I'm going to say thank you for taking the time to level up. Okay, thank you for your interests, right? Your interests to level up your skills in 2024. Level up your skills in 2024. Kindly indicate the skills you desire to acquire this year. All right, so this is what I have here in the paragraph element, and so that's what I have. The ID is description. Now let's run that test again and see if this has been taken care of and if this have been taken care of. So let's go now. Let's run the test again and see what happens. Okay, great. So the h1 element with ID of title has been taken care of, and that is this is the h1 element there. And your title should not be empty. Sure, I have skills challenge in there. Okay, you should have a p element with an ID of description. Sure, I have it here. So say that it passed. So this is beautiful. It guides you, it takes you through. Your description should not be empty. Great, I have already done the description here in the paragraph element. So the next thing I need to work on now is you should have a form element with an ID of survey form. So like I said, I wouldn't want this video to be too long, so but you have been able to see a lot of what I'm talking about. So this is the code, the finished code that I did previously. So you can see the form. Yeah, here we are asked to have, you should have a form element with ID of survey form, and that's exactly what I did here. Form ID survey form. And in the form element, inside the form element, you are required to enter your name in an input field that has an ID of name and a type of text. So I also have something there, so which is here where you have name. Okay, so if you check the form, you have the name where you have enter your name. This is a placeholder, enter your name, and this, and that is what we are trying to get with this with this form element. So inside the form element, we have all of this. We have this label inside the form element. We have this div element inside the form element, and then we have this input element inside the form element. And all of this is what gives us the code that is being required. So I hope this little explanation and demonstration of that I've started will help you, guide you to be able to go through the remaining steps in this particular project. And you will recall that, let me save it and then check. So it has been saved now, so that means I can leave it here, go and come back later and continue where I stopped. So let me, you remember that, okay, Free Code Camp, of course, like we always say in our videos, Free Code Camp is a charity. We love their platform, we love what they are doing. You can donate if you have, but if you don't have, of course, you do not have to donate money you don't have. It's not compulsory, but it's desirable. You can always donate if you have. So when we are done with this, we will come to this. Our plan is to get through with this and these two certifications within the 100 days. That's our plan. And remember that this survey form we are working on now is a certification project, and there are other certification projects here as well. You have the tribute page, you also have the technical documentation page, and you also have the certification product landing certification project. So, and you also have the personal portfolio web page project. These are all certification projects. They are compulsory, they must be done before you are awarded a certification. And when you have been able to go through all of this, you can now claim your certification. So our desire is to be able to hone our skills and then get a certification as a way to show that yes, we've actually done this, and then keep improving. We want to level up our skills, we want to up our game this year. Yeah, we want to be able to fit into the changing times. We want to be able to fit into the want to be able to future proof our careers. So I wish you well. I hope the little I have shown you gives you an idea of how you continue with the rest of it. I look forward to celebrating everyone who has been part of this journey, and you can always come to our Facebook page under the posts. As we do this, we have posts covering it. Yeah, as we do it, we have posts covering it. So um so that you can come under the post and make a comment if you like, or you can also make a comment under in the comment section in the YouTube channel. But whichever one, do not stall because probably you don't know what to do. Come over, make a comment, ask a question if you are stuck. You can also come to the Free Code Camp forum and also ask a question. You can always be able to find a way, or you check the ones people have asked previously, and if you check all of them, you can also get answers to the challenges you may have. I hope all of this will help, and of course, if you also need more resources, you have the MDN Web Docs platform where you can come. Everything that we are talking about, you also have the tutorials here. The HTML is here, everything about HTML is here, everything about all the other guides, CSS and the rest of them, they are all here. This is a very comprehensive resource, so I encourage you to make use of them and improve yourself this year. I wish to celebrate together with you, and I wish you would take this opportunity. And if there are other skills, not necessarily web design, that you are getting into, you can also share with us on our platforms, and we can also rejoice with you. After these 100 days of code, we will get into other skill areas. We understand that the people that follow us on our platforms, some are business people, some are small business owners, some are just independent consultants, and some are students, and so on and so forth. And we try to, um, as we improve on our skill sets, we try to bring everybody along through one part or the other. Thank you so much. My name is Charles Nwahiwe. I'm your business coach. It's been nice having you around. Bye for now.